Hi, this is Klangwelt for Rob Papen. Welcome to a little tutorial on organic oscillators for Rob Papen's VST Synth BIT 2. In the next minutes, we will show you how to create some extraordinary, naturalist sounds that often remind more of a sampler than a virtual analog synthesizer, ideal for expressive and cinematic patches. But before we start, please be sure to subscribe and activate the bell to be informed about new videos. Okay, let's get started with the default preset of the introduction bank. We will set a slow amp attack, say about 500 milliseconds, and a slow release time of about 1.5 seconds to create a simple pad sound. And for now, let's leave the filter fully open. BIT 2 already has a broad selection of oscillator waves to create a huge variety of sounds. Here are some examples. But sometimes you may need something more organic. You want it darker, a little more gritty. For this purpose, BIT 2 is already equipped with a very special and unusual waveform, tuned noise. The bandwidth knob all the way to the left gives you plain noise. Now start the magic by turning it up. The sound is more and more narrow band filtered until you get a wonderful, eerie, throaty tone that reminds a little of the sonar ping of a submarine. To even out some of the harshness and add some depth and atmosphere, switch on delay and reverb. The default settings should be fine. Weird stuff, isn't it? But tuned noise alone is a little restricted in the sounds it can create. Here's a completely different approach to add a ghostly touch to virtually any waveform. Let's switch oscillator 1 to a triangle wave and move the symmetry somewhat to the side so that it turns more into a sawtooth wave with some additional brightness. Now head over to the modulation matrix. Select pink noise as the source and global semitune as the target. This sets up a kind of fast random pitch control. Turning up the amount cycles through clean sound, a little dusty, fluttery, and total mayhem. The sweet spot for many purposes should be around 3 semitones, where the modulation adds a kind of broken tape or mellotron flare. This should work fine with nearly all waveforms and symmetry settings. Let's switch to the half sine wave to demonstrate a more subtle variation. Head over to the mod matrix again, change the modulation target to oscillator 1 warp and set an amount of about 30%. This creates random shapeshifts of the oscillator wave, resulting in a psychedelic organ pad played from a worn-out record. You may also want to add some slow pitch LFO modulation to crank up the old record feeling even more. Turn off the pitch LFO again. Now right-click on the mod matrix and choose Clear to remove all modulations. We now set the stage for a different method to add some stains and rust to your sound: oscillator feedback. With this, a part of the oscillator's output is fed back into itself. Let's try with the saw square wave. Oscillator feedback, unfortunately, is a little hard to handle, and you may need a lot of tweaking and fine-tuning to get satisfying results. A filter can help taming the distortions. I personally like to add a 12 dB low pass to get rid of some harshness. Let's turn up the cutoff again. Set oscillator 1 to sawtooth wave and reset the feedback knob. Here comes a quite unique trick that allows for silky smooth feedback effects. In the mod matrix, choose oscillator 1 out as the source and oscillator 1 feedback as the target. This means that the output of the oscillator now controls the amount of the feedback. It's like turning the feedback knob left and right hundreds or thousands of times per second. This rather unconventional modulation allows for very musical and easily controllable changes in sound color. To better hear the sometimes subtle changes, simply click on the line number of the mod matrix slot to switch the modulation on and off. And that's it for now. We have just scratched the surface of the creative sound shaping possibilities, but I hope you got an idea of the sheer power of these oscillator modulations. When doing your own experiments, try to combine these different methods, maybe add the second oscillator with a different technique to make your patches sound even more organic. Here are some examples of fully fledged presets that I did with these tricks. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Thanks a lot for watching and happy sound designing. See you next time. Bye!